Hello everyone, we are in the historic market town of Wirksworth, which is just on the edge of the Peak District in Derbyshire. I'm with Phil and Nikita. We've gone international now. We were meant to have Andy, so then we would have been just one short of a five-a-side football team, but Andy's pulled out today, unfortunately. I'm stood on the platform of Reventor Station, which is part of the Ecclesbourne Valley Railway, which is a heritage line here in Wirksworth. What we're going to do is we're going to have a little look around this side of the village, because there were three enormous quarries that all fed into this line with inclines and different tramways and mineral lines and stuff. So we're going to have an explore of them. Not a lot of information on it at all, but we're going to try and decipher what we can.
To stop meeting like this, and then by the fifth time it's just awkward, isn't it?
So that line there goes off into Wirksworth as part of that heritage line, which then goes into Duffield, which connects with the main Midland line. It's a really nice heritage line actually. This, Phil, then was the shelf,
yeah,
where the wagons were brought down, and there is a bit of an example up there that I can just see in the distance.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same on the other side, although it's not as obvious, because you can see a kind of similar situation with a high wall up. You see it?
You can, yeah.
And bearing in mind this used to be 2 or 3 tracks, I'm kind of guessing that was also a discharging point for quarried stone, I guess, same as the one here that you've just shown. So, and there also used to be a tramway on old maps, if you look. I don't know how. One shot off up there. I mean, you all look round here, you tell me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's like very difficult to work out what's going on.
What throws us here for the people at home is this platform was built when 2005. Yeah. 2005. So actually, this was 3 tracks. So the track, you know, the line came down that incline, which, as Phil said earlier, isn't quite Ingleby, and then it became 3 lines here.
Yeah, but can you imagine if this incline was a continuation of this line, the angle of any vehicle trying to suddenly go from being flat? I mean, this makes Ingleby look, you know what I mean? How would any truck go up there from here?
No, it wouldn't.
You know, that's why I'm going on the side of it was only used for tramway traffic come down, hence the trucks on the right.
Yeah, it makes sense. And then they just chuck it out of the small ones into the big ones, and off they go. That actually goes up to the Cromford and High Peak Railway, which we did a little walk on before. And when you actually get up there onto that line and look down, it is staggering how they managed to do it. There you go, there's the tubs.
I mean, you can take a pick which quarry they came out of, you know?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So there's one track going up the incline. And there should then be another in this edge, shouldn't there?
Well, this is the line there, look. They've just cut it short where the fence is. So it's gone to 2 here, hasn't it? It must be. Yeah,
so the other one must be in here somewhere.
Somewhere there. They have to be close to this, because this is probably always a loading wall, you know.
Yeah. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to try not to blind you, is we're going to leave this point and basically go off and follow different offshoots. Phil knows a lot more about this than I do. Like I say, there's so much going on, and when you look at old maps, it is a bit kind of brain frazzle. So there we go, there's Reventor. So we're going to leave there now, and we're going to follow one of the old mineral lines that came off of here. So the first quarry we're going to have a little look at, God, I'm literally hanging on a shelf here. It's called Middle Peak Quarry, which opened in about 1790. Although it says, if you look at all 3 of these little quarries that we're going to have a look at, or rather big quarries we're going to have a look at, they all say kind of circa 1790. And they all say they kind of closed around 1992, which I know is, you know, not that long ago. But I think they probably closed long before that, but then every now and then they would come back and do sort of sporadic, you know, quarrying. But there should be some remains of these mineral lines. Okay, so that's the main road, if you can call it a main road, it's not a big road, that goes through the village of Wirksworth. Phil's saying this was the original road, and we should be able to spot a bit of a change in brickwork, which suggests a bridge?
Yeah, because below there, in this area that you can see there, look, there's 1 or 2 sorting sidings. It's only a small tramway, of course. It used to come down from the loading bunker at the bottom of the incline, and I know it looks like it's been dug out, but one of them continued across here, went right round the side of that white van there, straight up there and over a bridge, which we'll come to later, and that came out of Middle Peak Quarries. So I would guess that was Middle Peak Quarries way of getting the stone out, shall we
Got
say,
you.
down to the loading bunkers down here. So yeah, there were just a couple of sidings, but it's hard to work out really. Look, it's been dug out. We're definitely not a bridge, so there were 2 lines, but you know, that's the clues, isn't it? Try and have a look. Not that sure what we're going off, to be honest.
Okay, so we've just had a little look down. See that up there? The black rocks are up there, which we've been to before. They're incredible. Okay, so that down there behind that wall, that's where we just looked. So there was a line that came here, and there's another line coming from the same place where we've just been at Reventor, and they cross over each other, and they're both going into the same quarry. It doesn't look like a railway at all, Phil, but you just made a valid point. It's like these are little mineral lines. They're, when you think of railway, you think of a big standard gauge, but it's not.
First of all, it's got public amenity railings on, look, so it obviously won't have them on. It might even be a replacement today. But this is suspiciously low, the approach. So it's either they've either took away the earth, or the deck they've put on, they've had to higher it up, like, you know.
Yeah.
But look, it came out there, one line as well. Another line shot into here, like an offshoot of that line that's continuing along there, look.
So much going on.
Yeah, it's crazy, the tram line, so it's like hell, you know.
Because tram lines are narrow gauge as well, so obviously you can get a shed load more in a space.
Detective work, isn't it?
Columbo. Okay. So this, obviously, is replacement. So down there, you see that wall there? So down there you've got a mineral line coming from Reventor, going down there by the side of those houses, and then round into the quarry. And this is another line that's coming here to join what looks like a kind of an incline up into the quarry.
Yeah, the maps say that it continued up here. This one did, look.
Are these horse drawn, are they?
So God knows how they got up here. Could have been a horse. Well, this is fairly steep, isn't it? To say the least.
It's really steep.
So,
lots of things were horse drawn back then, obviously, which always confused me, because how do they hold the pen? So that's, you wouldn't think, would you? It looked like an access road. You wouldn't think. Well, I guess it probably was for a bit after it was a mineral
no
line.
idea. This clearly was access to that Reventor originally for road vehicles to go down, because you can see it's at every surface, look.
Yeah.
Pretty steep still for
vehicles, yeah.
For
and then through there into the quarry, Bosch. And what you're saying we're going to do is go and find that other line that came round.
Yeah, another entry point into the quarry, yeah.
And there was a tunnel, but you don't hold much hope that it's still there. But
I hold even less than finding a sleeper.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not optimistic, is
No.
it? Okay, so Stoneycroft Quarry, not Middle Peak Quarry, which would make sense given it's called Stony Wood.
Yeah, but in the olden days on maps it's called Middle Peak.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I think they merged, possibly merged quarries together when they met each other, so names got faffed around with over the years, you know.
Yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
I'll just go by that.
There's some old quarry workers, look at that. Wow. So these are some of the lines that we're following, but, you know. What's quite difficult as well is obviously they build these lines into these quarries, and then as they quarry, as they quarry away more and more and more, they take the old lines with them, obviously. So, you know, there could be a lot more remains that are probably, you know, 6 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot above where you are at that point.
You see the top arch?
Do you see the top arch to the top? Oh, jeez! There we go. I'm on an absolute slippery rampage today. Look at that. There you go. Goodness, it was low, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suspected it would have been.
Wow.
I should have bought my tools, Nikita. I left it in the car. Well,
That,
you know, what are you going to see, you know?
Oh yeah, you can't see much in there. That is old. Old.
You know, if the earth bank was a foot higher, you wouldn't see that, because the only clue, if that earth level was there, we wouldn't.
No, just think it was a wall,
it's
yeah.
only because we could just make out the, what do you call it, you know, when they're facing that way, yeah. So that's it. So obviously other side, it's not even, it looks private, but there you go.
There you go. That's our first bit of proper infrastructure
But it
away
was
from
low.
Reventor.
Look how low it was, look, when it came in, you see, it's been, they've just basically filled it all up, haven't they, all this area, but there's the actual track bed there, look, so you can see how low it was. It was a deep tunnel.
Yeah.
Small one, though.
Should we find that? Follow that even?
Well, that basically just got into the quarry, so, you know, this is just one of the 4 entry points we're going to be looking at today. There's one of them, we found it, and there's a tunnel, so bingo, really.
Bosh, done, right, okay, we'll take that one off. So we're walking back to Reventor to follow the incline up, and we found another one. So there, up there, was another mineral line, and there's just it just looks like a nondescript wall and a big shadow. But that is the top of another bridge. Goes under. They filled it all in that side, and the track goes off there. So much going off. So I've just given a spiel about how it was a bridge, but that's thrown a bit of a
spanner in the works.
Spanner in the works, because that is embedded, and like I said, it is in line.
Yeah.
So unless it's been just dumped later on or whatever, I don't know.
It's a coincidence, isn't it?
But you're saying on the maps that shows there's a bridge going underneath, but
yeah,
but that tracks
well, it's also a lower level up the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a much lower level down there. I think people just plant tracks to confuse people like us. So what we're looking at on these kind of little rail walks is limestone quarries, but it also made its name with lead. So there's actually lead shafts dotted around everywhere that I'm hoping are capped off and I'm not going to fly down. Okay, so there's Reventor station. That's where we started. Obviously we've nipped off in that direction. We've had a little look there, we found that tunnel, and now we're going to walk up the incline itself. There you go, so there's the incline. Constructing the conveyor early in the 1950s. Look at that.
Oh, so that we're here, look, looking down. There's the road bridge in the distance. There's, like I said, 3 lines, 1 loading bunker there, and you can clearly see trucks there. And on that shelf on the left, where them old mining trucks are, there was some kind of bunker there, look. So that'd be for loading then, wouldn't it?
So down there, it's basically, the photo's pretty much been taken from where we are.
Yeah, and
bang.
Our punch of what we're going off down there is pretty accurate as well, because I've never seen that picture before. I wish I did, because I was just guessing what was going on.
You guessed correctly.
Well, I think so, yeah. And there's,
so this then,
I think
they've got rid of the railway at that point, then into the quarry. If they're just coming straight out the quarry where we've just been and looking, and on that conveyor belt.
Is that the incline there? And that's the loading bunker, which is there. I think it might be. So it's saying that a loading bunker. I can't see it on this picture though. Yeah, very hard to work out, isn't it? But they're definitely quarry buildings. Look.
Yeah. See, there's Wirksworth station, Ecclesbourne Valley. That's where we've started here, and then we're probably about here now, aren't we? Probably about number 6, I'd say.
But that one on the left there says the 3-foot gauge railway from Coal Hill Quarry. I can't know which one Coal Hill was. I can't relate that to anything at the moment. But where we are, that looks quite a long, you know. Up to your right was. Oh,
Up to your right was Coal Hill Quarry. So it didn't start till 1912 then.
Yeah,
So, oh yeah, Coal Hill Quarry is what is now the Stone Centre, yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. I wonder if that's that. I know what that is. That's that tramway that I said down there, shot up there, and I says I've no idea how it got up there. That's it.
Okay, so that's how it got up there.
Because part of it behind them bushes is a path you can walk up it, and just up there is the Stone Centre, and that is the site of Coal Hill. So that's solved that.
That'll make sense. Okay, right. There's another notice board a bit further up as well.
I'll take the glory on this.
Yeah, you can have it. You and those big wellies.
So yeah. What's all this about?
I don't know, but I really want to get you some of those frog wellies with the eyes on it.
No.
There we go.
Because if you do that, people won't look at what I'm uncovering.
They'll be looking at the frog.
Well, and saying, what's he thinking? This goes forever. This is suspicious. I think they might have put this down in the past and it's stayed there. I mean, I don't know.
Wow.
One they built, look.
So that's the incline we've been walking up. That goes off here into this quarry. You can just see the edge there. That looks like a wall. That might be lime kilns. But that was the incline that was built to go up. Was this built up to go up to the Cromford and High Peak Railway then, that one?
Yeah.
You don't think they ever even finished that?
Supposed to join up with it, and on maps it's a two track, and it does make sense because the bridge you've not got to yet is 2 tracks wide. So it looks like it's been engineered for 2 tracks, so maybe it was originally going to be an up and down pulley.
Yeah.
But they just didn't do it, look, because that's clearly 2 tracks wide.
Let's have a look. So the Cromford and High Peak Railway, for anyone that doesn't know, was built in the 1830s. It was one of the original railways, really. So where I was stood up there, you couldn't even tell you're on a bridge, so I've come down onto this particular incline to get a look at it, and it looks amazing actually. Oh mate, look at that. That's a great bridge, that is. You can't tell when you're on top of it though, because it's all, you know, just covered in mud. but red brick. And that stone, they all look like that around here, don't they?
How steep that bridge is.
It is, yeah. There's red brick on the top of it as well. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. And these are lime kilns, but I don't think we can get round to them, annoyingly. So here's another view of those lime kilns. It's all coming down apparently, so hence why they're saying no access, because just round that corner there's a big pile of rock. I don't fancy obviously that coming down on my bunts. And they filled them in there, look, with breeze blocks. So that particular incline that goes over that bridge behind those lime kilns, it disappears. It was quarried away. So we're going to walk round now up to the High Peak Trail, which is what that was meant to join, and then we'll have a look at the other end of that. Okay, so we've come up to the top now. The weather's starting to turn, annoyingly, which isn't great. We're at the top of the incline that was coming out of Reventor. Let me turn you around because it don't look like an incline. So there's the railway. That goes through there and joins up with the Cromford and High Peak line. You see where they've bored that out. And if you just carry on, that's long gone, Phil, isn't it?
Yep. They have no regard whatsoever for this connection because they just
quarried it all away. So it would have been an incline going
just here, really.
down there and joining up with where we've just left. But that is just gone, bosh.
It's just basically them trees there, look, because that's that like open way that we were stood in looking at lime kiln.
Yeah.
So it basically just ran down, just bang into them trees there and it's all gone.
Yeah. So we're not going to follow that bit of the track bed because neither of us can fly.
I ain't got a glider.
I haven't got a glider, no. What we are going to do though is we're going to come up and we're going to have a look. We're going to go across the Cromford and High Peak and we're going to have a look at another quarry just on the other side. We're trying to work out what the name of this quarry was. It's a bit of a check the notes job because you've got Middle Peak Quarry, which is that giant one. On the other side of that you've got Dale Peak Quarry, which is on the other side, Dale Quarry, which is on the other side. But this one, there's Steeple Grange, but we don't think it's that. Are you checking your notes?
I'm looking now what I called it.
See, this one, when I looked at the different quarries we were going to have a look at, they opened in 1790 and they closed in about 1992. They stopped digging stuff out apparently. But this one, it said it closed in 1900. But there's wagons and stuff there, so I'm not sure how believable that is. The Cromford and High Peak Railway goes from Cromford up into the High Peak, obviously. But you can walk it and cycle it now, like the whole lot. It's really amazing walk. But it's one you'd probably have to do over a few videos. I did it once and ended up having to have groin surgery. But I'll rather avoid that happening again. So this is the Cromford and High Peak Railway. We're literally just going to be on this for a couple of seconds just so we can get to the point where it left here and went off into Coal Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coal Hill. Phil's.
I forgot that's an old boiler thing.
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Nice little touch. Okay, so we're leaving that now. That's the Cromford and High Peak, as I say. And we're going off here into Coal Hill Quarry. Now, when I looked, the Derbyshire County Council, Phil, said that this closed in 1900, but it don't seem right, does it? Like you said, because
I don't know, but I mean, some of these trucks here could be very, very old. You'll see in a minute. I don't know. It seems a bit early to me.
yeah, the rest of them went in like, you know, they were still doing bits and bobs up until 1992. So it seems strange that this would go as early as 1900 unless they exhausted it. There's still track down.
Yeah, it's just disregarded. But some of it might be. But bearing in mind there was a full gauge coming in and there was narrow gauge tramways, it's hard to say. This could be long. This looks like it's in position.
Yeah, that's these just been chucked. These are probably off the Cromford and High Peak Railway.
They could be, or they could be the full gauge line that came in to the, you know.
Yeah, just been chucked.
But then again, look, it was in there. The tracks were. There's a loading bump there, look.
Oh yeah.
The narrow gauge was on here, chucking all the stuff in. So they've just been dumped, haven't they?
Okay, so there's the standard gauge section. Here's the narrow gauge section. I mean, I'm not, you know, a complete know-it-all, but they don't look like they've been there since 1900.
I mean, I'm not convinced that this is in its original position either. These have either been dumped here from another quarry, which is pretty unlikely. They probably did belong here. They're quite big compared to what we've seen recently.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Just chucked, discarded. There you go. It's got like a black tar on it, look. Not dissimilar to what we saw up in Rosedale. And this is the loading bunkers then. So you'd have a track down there, and they'd be loading and then carting off on the Cromford and High Peak.
One line went round the back to the face.
Oh yeah.
The face, you know.
Oh, so there was a line down there.
Yeah, that was wide standing gauge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So there was a line down there going in.
See, well, there's some buildings opposite you there, look. There's red brick opposite you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just imagine trucks coming into here, look. I guess they were just tipping into there, weren't they, look? This was some kind of loading bunker, wasn't it? Point, or whatever you want to call it. Discharge point.
Okay, so that was Coal Hill Quarry. We're just going to walk a little bit more of this Cromford and High Peak, and then there's a junction that comes off it. We're debating whether there's an engine shed there or not. We're not really sure. We'll see when we get there and see what you think as well, whether you think it's one or not. And then we'll follow that track bed down to Middle Peak Quarry, and that'll be us. Okay, this is to do with the Cromford and High Peak, and we have looked at this before in a previous video. This is the winding wheel that would then get trucks up and down this huge incline that goes all the way up to Middleton Top. We're not so bothered about that today, although it is cool that it's there. We're going to follow this line here that comes across. You can see there's a little bit of track still there and goes off down into there. Now that looks pretty private, but right, so you can't get through there then. That's this was a track bed though, as you can see, and that's, you know, but that building in the background, can you see the arch just where I'm putting my finger? That's railway related, but whether they used to keep engines in there or what, we don't know.
If you look from above, it looks like a weighbridge there, weighbridge house sort of thing when you look down at it, but I don't think it was. You know, maybe
it's hard to tell though, because there's so much going off, isn't it? It's hard to tell. But this line then went straight through there, bosh, across the road, and into the quarry. There you go, look at that. That looks like an engine shed, but we don't know if it is.
Warehouse.
There is a warehouse. There is a bridge down there, but again, it's private land. And he's angry because he's only got one shirt. So we're just gonna walk up this little bit of incline, and then we're gonna come off, and we're gonna try and find where the where that line crossed the road, and then went into Middle Peak Quarry. I'm out of breath now. It's really steep. So we've come round. There's the High Peak Trail, High Peak Railway, that bridge. Now that line that came off came round here, and I think we found some rusted track. How long has that been there? How old is that then, Phil, do you reckon?
I don't know.
Well, the Cromford and High Peak went in '68, didn't it? So
looks like authentic, that does. The standard gauge looks like it's correct. It's not been just chucked there, has it?
no, and it's exactly where you said the track would be, going behind that house.
Yeah, and then it just took a slight right and shot across through there, up into the quarry there, Middle Peak, which is Blue Lagoon, as we know.
Yeah, bang.
There's a crossing point here and it shot over there, so yeah, it's another one we didn't expect to see.
Nah. Got a few bits of track today, Phil.
I didn't expect that, because I've had a look on Google.
No, I didn't expect it either. I'll take that.
It's like you are.
Yeah. So that's us. Bit of an explore around Wirksworth. Found a lot more than I expected to find. Phil, I've got to say, you finding that tunnel mouth was impressive. Finding the track, some trucks, some tubs, bits and bobs.
No mispronunciations.
No, I've done all right today. Actually, yeah, I've done all right today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and cheers to Nikita for joining us as well. Dream team. We'll see you next time.